it's time for you to see who is communicating with your daughter, your son, what type of text messages that they're receiving. It's not a trust factor. What it is in this day and age, we need to become more aware of who, what, when, and how.
This is the M Squared podcast featuring author Miranda Mathis. You will hear tips, tricks, and inspiration that will help you raise and educate little ones who are happy, safe, and kind. Enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, it's producer Sarah, and I'm back again with Miranda Mathis, our favorite author. And we're here for season 2 of the M Squared podcast.
Yes,
how you doing, Miranda?
Oh, I am excited. I'm excited for a new season. We had a great audience, the guests were phenomenal. They were phenomenal. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this season. Season 2. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, I agree. We had so many fun people to talk to, and I learned so much from the last season. So I'm really excited for this season. This is going to be good.
Yeah.
So I know you have been very busy over the summer. I know you haven't just been sitting around, sipping pina coladas, but maybe a little bit of that, hopefully. But what have you been up to, Miranda? Catch us up on your summer.
The summer was busy. Presently, I'm attending Fairleigh Dickinson University. I'm trying to complete my master's in public administration. So I took 2 classes, and I'm working on my thesis at this point. It is a daunting task, but you know what? This is the end. I can see the finish line. So I'm excited to complete my thesis and graduate in June of 2024. Ooh. So that's one of the things that I was doing during the summer. I was promoting my book, Beautiful, That's Me. I was fortunate to have the Essex County Prosecutor's Office Public Youth Academy host me for a book signing. That was phenomenal, talking to the little, as you say, kiddos. I also attended another youth academy at the Mount Vernon Youth Academy. It was nice. The second thing, I had 2 authors events where I did story time at the Asbury Book Cooperative in Asbury Park. I did a story time. They also had an authors event, and I attended, and I met some wonderful people. When I tell you, you look at an author and you think all they do is write. But they have amazing backgrounds. So you're going to meet a couple of them throughout this season. And I'm telling you, their story you can see why they're an author, because they have amazing professional experiences, and that involve youth and promoting youth activities and education and just offering a wealth of knowledge. So those are a few things that I did during the summer, but I really had an awesome time. I know there's one thing that I started in the summer, or maybe pre-summer. It is my audiobooks for Spider Who Spits Fire and Little Andy's. So those are just a few things that I've been exhausting myself with.
Awesome. Excited to see those or hear the audiobooks.
Yes.
Oh, what a good idea. Yes. All right. You're voicing them?
I am not voicing them.
Okay.
Christina Lamoureux, she's the voice, but the music,
oh my goodness,
the musician, Daniel Manel, I hope I'm not messing up your name, Manu Manal. He is a musical genius, and he has written all the melody behind it. It's going to be available on not Amazon. It's going to be available on as an application on the phone. So if you have Samsung, Apple, you'll be able to download it. So it'll be great. I'm excited. Won't happen until the fall, but I'm excited.
Awesome. Sounds good. So can you also tell us about your presentations that you do? I know we might have just brushed over it or mentioned it in past podcasts, but I don't think you ever on this podcast told people about your presentations. Like, what do you talk about when you go to schools or churches or libraries, or tell us more about that.
Well, I'm excited that you brought up that question, because I'm promoting that a lot lately, and I'm being contacted to present in various schools because there are certain things that are occurring in schools as far as bullying, and it's good to have a professional come in and present and talk to kids other than the parents, because I'm sure the parents are pushing it, telling them to be kind and behave. But when you have someone you don't know mirroring the same message coming from a parent, it is like, wow, my mom said that. Oh my God, Granny said it. So they're hearing it. And I'm all about repeating conversations that are spoken of in the home to the kids, because we have to face it. Kids learn by repetition, through repetition. And you can't just say it once. For example, my safety pledge book talks about building pledges with your kids. You know how you get in the car and you say, fasten your seatbelt. You can't just say it once because they're just not going to remember. But you say it over and over again. And what happens? Boom! I know it becomes like clockwork. They get in, they fasten their seatbelt. So when I present one of my presentations to pre-K and first graders, it's the safety. It mirrors the safety books that I'm selling out on Amazon and in bookstores, because I want parents to understand that I support you. I understand that we need to talk to them about safety. So that's one of my presentations. The other one is on beautiful. I believe building confidence and self-esteem is so important. And beautiful, that's me, is seeing beauty from a different set of eyes. You know?
Yeah.
Kids only look at the physical. I got to have my hair done. I have to have my earring. But I go in and my presentation presents a 5 puzzle piece that every child should have. And that is, they should work on not just the physical, but what's going on up there. What's going on in your mental, your psychological. Are you learning? Are you building your knowledge to help you thrive academically? The third thing is spiritual. Where's your willpower? Do you believe in yourself? Do you have that amazing thought where you can accomplish almost anything? Do you have that? And I use those 3 first because I know if we touch our nose, it affects behavior. So you'll be more kinder. It affects teamwork. The last thing, social skills. When mommy say do the dishes, maybe you'll do the dishes because your mind is right. Your spirit is right. You built up a team spirit and a kind heart where you have to help in the classroom. You have to help at home. You have to help wherever you go. You have to be a support to others. And that's why I started talking about bullying, because the last thing is bullying is sometimes it's the child having a low self-esteem. They want people to recognize them. There's something going on in the inside. So sometimes we look at a person, oh, you're just a bully. Well, why don't we find out what's going on with the person that you're calling a bully? Find out if there's something going on at home. Maybe there was something that happened throughout his day. Maybe he doesn't feel loved. So instead of pointing at the bully, and I'm not excusing any bullying behavior, trust me, because we have anti-bullying laws that we have to recognize and we have to accept. But we also need to find out what's going on with someone who is exhibiting such negative behavior. And that's why I create these books, because I want you to have something that you can discuss with your child.
I love that. Those presentations sound super valuable. And if anybody's interested in reaching out to Miranda about, if you have a a venue, or even I think you do them online as well, right? You can,
Yes, I do.
okay. So whether it's remote or in person, be sure to check out the website. She has all the information on there about those. But
And how to contact me as
yeah.
well. Thank
I
you.
also wanted to ask you about now that kiddos are heading back to school, there's some unique safety concerns and issues that come up. And I was just wondering if you have any tips for parents to help their kids move through this year a little bit more smoothly, maybe a little bit more safely.
That's such a good question, Sarah. It really is important. Kids are in school now, and I just talked about bullying, and I'm going to do a few presentations on it. But it's something about kids when they come home, if they've been bullied or there's something that happened in school, their behavior may change. So have conversations with them. We as adults, we love when someone say, "How was your day?" We go, "Oh, honey, you asked me about my day. We're happy." Well, kids want that too. They need that. Sarah, little Sarah, how was your day? Or, Bobby, how was your day? Kareem, what did you do in school today? It takes 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds to ask that question, especially if you see the happy Susan is now walking around moping. There may be something that you're not seeing that you need to examine. So my suggestion is, now that kids are back in school, have conversations, talk to them, observe their behavior, look at their phones. I know I hear parents, "I'm invading their privacy." Let me just say this. When you're at work, when you're out shopping, wouldn't you like to know who's visiting your child through their phones? Trust me, their friends know when you're coming and going. And when you talk about invading their privacy, guess what happened? I know my godson come over and he picks up my phone all the time. So how many times have your child picked up your phone and just started playing a game or doing something or going on your computer? It happens. They invade you. It's time for parents to, I don't want to use the invade, but it's time for you to see who is communicating with your daughter, your son, what type of text messages that they're receiving. It's not a trust factor. What it is in this day and age, we need to become more aware of who, what, when, and how. Don't wait until the police are knocking at your door or you're getting a come to school from the principal. A lot of kids, and most kids, tell all their business online. So if you take a moment just to see what they're doing, just to look and see who's communicating, that may prevent your child from being bullied. It may prevent your child from being harassed or something happening with your daughter or your son. Just that moment. Don't tell them you're going to look. Just look. Because then everything gets erased and put up different folders. You'll never find it. Also, the last thing I suggest is an emergency code. I think every parent should have or develop either a code, whether it's a number or a name, that only you and your child have. Because anything can happen in school. They may not have to have time to text a sentence, but that code means I need you now. I'm in danger now. Come get me now. But you have to stress to them that code is not to say, I want you to come get me to take me to the mall or take me to a party. No. This is only for dire circumstances. And I think that's a wonderful tool to create with your kid, because you get that code, I need to go. So those are some of the things I would suggest now that kiddos are back in school. Yes, I name.
And also, I remember you mentioning practicing too. I think that was a really good point as well.
Okay. Well, yes. Sarah and I, sometimes we have pre-conversations. So we were talking about that at one time. Practicing safety. You know how school have fire, what do you call it? Fire, not alarms, fire
drills.
Fire drills.
Yep.
They have them all the time. You know why? Because they want to make sure they know the kids know where to go, how to line up, what to do in case of an emergency. You as a parent and having a family, you should be practicing things like that. Maybe not fire. Well, I think you should do fire because you should check out our fire podcast from last season.
Yep.
Very good tips in that. So you should practice fire because that was good. But anyway, you should come up with drills. If you have another mom who picks up your child, maybe you guys can team up and do little drills together. Maybe something at school, maybe something for in the house. If something should happen, this is what you should do. Yeah. But especially when you have little kids, stranger danger. I know you see a lot of videos, but if you practice and use different people that you know and you trust to practice with you, the kids will remember. Remember? Repetition? They will remember when they're faced with that situation outside of you. Because let's face it, the kids are at school. They go to friends' house. You're not with them 24/7. But if you do little practicals, they'll remember some of those lessons, some of those drills you taught them.
Love that. Okay. These are some awesome takeaways. We're going to sign off of this podcast for now, but everybody stay tuned for the next season. We're so excited to share with you. Our takeaways summed up for this episode are: talk to your kids more, practice safety drills in your home of any kind, and make a family code. Yeah. Just work on that this week. It'll just take a short amount of time to get those things planned out, and it will make a big difference in the school year to come. But thank you, Miranda, for jumping on with me.
Anytime. Thank you, Sarah, for joining me for another season of M Squared Books Podcast, Season 2.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Miranda.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Head over to msquarebooks.com where you can find all the latest books and hear about upcoming events like live readings. See you next time.